This topic today is one I've been thinking about a lot recently, trying to think of an answer in my head, and this is all centred around the potential scenario of a new ninja team, or a next generation of ninja taking the forefront of the Ninjago show. It's a very interesting scenario to think about, so you know what, let's just discuss this. Now, of course, for anyone that doesn't already know, this topic has kind of been sparked and brought to the table in the first place due to the fact that we now know that Ninjago is ending after Crystalized, or at least the current saga is, and that just means that the entire story running from the pilots up until Crystalized, that entire storyline and saga is coming to an end. This is not going to be a reboot. I know I did say that in yesterday's video. That completely slipped my mind. We already had confirmation it wasn't going to be a reboot, so forget what I said in that video. But yeah, it's not going to be a reboot. It's just going to be a continuation in the form of a sequel, or perhaps a next generation type show, which is exactly what I want to get into today because it's been on my mind a lot and I think it's a really exciting and interesting topic to discuss. When hearing the current saga is ending, I immediately jumped to the conclusion that maybe the current ninja will be kind of growing older. This next season in 2023 will be a sequel of sorts, and we'll be getting a next generation of ninja. Now, what I mean by that is the ninja have kind of grown old, maybe even just like middle-aged, that kind of age, and they have all had children and have now raised a family. And in this show, the ninja would be fairly young. They'd be in their early teens, perhaps, maybe even just a bit younger, and they would be growing up, becoming a ninja. And we would see that story unfold throughout this brand new series, which would still be taking place in the same universe, and this story would follow the new ninja's adventures, and fighting even more villains, and kind of just expanding on the world, but with whole new characters at the forefront. Of course, our original characters that we currently know of in this current Ninjago era we're still in, they would still be around, but they just wouldn't be kind of at the forefront of everything. They would make an appearance in different episodes, but they wouldn't really have a huge role in the same way that they currently do. This whole new show would focus around these new characters that are much younger, and are learning to become new ninjas. I think this could be extremely interesting. However, there are some concerns and things I just want to say that come along with all of this. Now, first of all, when I kind of thought of this, I had the image of Boruto in my mind, which, in case you guys don't know and do not know anything about Naruto, Boruto was basically a continuation story, a sequel of sorts, following the next generation of the Naruto universe, basically. And so we see Naruto and all of the original characters grow up from the original anime, and they're more so in the background and aren't really main characters anymore, but we see the new generation, all of the old ninjas' kids, take the forefront. And so I kind of imagine that to be similar to what we could see next year in Ninjago. However, the thing is, there are a few concerns associated with this in my head, because I think this could very easily be very unpopular with the community. Once again, taking Boruto as an example here, for the most part it is fairly hated or just generally disliked, and so that could very easily follow the same way in with Ninjago. And I think that so far, judging from just what people have been saying and knowing the Naruto community's reaction to Boruto, I think it could be very like that this would end up kind of flopping in a way, and a lot of the current fans wouldn't really take a liking to it, and it would end up as even more of a niche than Ninjago currently is, in a way. And I just think it would end up kind of not making any profit for Lego, and would therefore come to a halt quite quickly, and it would end up being cancelled. I think it's a huge risk taking this kind of step forward, and I'm not too sure if Lego is actually willing to take that risk and create an entire new story of sorts, following an entire new cast of main characters. It seems like a huge step forward for the show, and I'm just not too sure Lego would be willing to do something like that, because, as I keep saying, I think it could easily go the wrong way for Lego and could end up flopping and just not being as liked as Ninjago currently is. And for that reason, I'm not 100% sure if they would actually be able to ever consider pulling something like a sequel off, following a new cast of main characters. It seems like a huge risk, but I'm just not too sure how they would possibly do it. For this scenario that I've just discussed here today, I think that does just about conclude my thoughts on all of this and does sum up everything I wanted to discuss with you all. So with all this being said, what do you guys think? Please feel free to drop your thoughts down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, especially today, because I find it to be an extremely interesting topic. I'll do my best to interact with as many of you as I can, because this is one of the most interesting videos I've made in a long while, and I'd love to hear some of your thoughts regarding all of this. So with this being said, if you did enjoy today's video, feel free to, of course, drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and do appreciate these videos I put out every single day, and hit that notification bell so you guys can be the first to watch my new videos as soon as they do release every day. And with this being said, I'll see you all in my next video coming very soon. Goodbye.